Hi everyone.
Hello.
It's now December 2025.
Yes, indeed, December 2025. We are seeing the close of the year just down the horizon there.
Oh, we're going through nature audit.
Yes, and this is actually, in Southeast Asia, generally speaking, December is the time for floods. But
Lately, it's become
yes,
a yearly thing.
this year it's been especially bad. Now, if you're following the news, we've been making headlines because of the unprecedented amount of flooding that's going on here. Now, Southeast Asia, we are here in Malaysia also, we are no strangers to flooding.
Yes, I mean,
Malay house architecture, the traditional, like the Malay kampong and all of that.
it's prepped.
Houses are all built on stilts because kampongs, villages are all near waterways, and flooding is at least twice a year it happens. And you can see the stilts in these traditional houses,
Very high.
at least 7 feet tall. The bigger ones can be about 10, even 15 feet above. So we are no strangers to flooding. But the amount of rain that's come down this year is so far unheard of. Now, I have some numbers, but before that, we just want to send our thoughts and deepest wishes, hopes, prayers, condolences to peoples in Sumatra, in Thailand, Hat Yai, here of course in Malaysia also.
Vietnam and Sri Lanka as well.
Yes.
They're not Southeast Asian, but they're going through the
Correct.
same thing as we are.
Sri Lanka was really bad. They got hit by a cyclone also. The entire country was inundated.
Yeah, millions were displaced.
Millions were displaced. They said almost every single district in Sri Lanka
Had floods, yeah.
was flooding. And some places it was as high as 20 feet.
Wow.
So here in Malaysia, of course, as far as the floods go, we had a lot of
some bad ones.
Yeah, we had some displacement.
I myself am one of them. Yeah, my whole home was flooded. We've had 2 times the experience. We've had it twice. This year, I think it was a bit drier on this side of Malaysia, but other parts really had.
Sumatra is so far as lives lost, is the worst hit.
Yeah.
And for them, it's so bad, it brings the memories of the 2004 tsunami because of the landslides. And what happened there was, so I just picked out some numbers here. Right? Let me just get to that. So in West Sumatra, in the month of November, when there's flooding, right, end of the month, so their average rain this time of the year is about 317 millimeters.
Okay.
All right, it's a lot of
Quite a
rain.
bit.
Okay, but the amount that poured, and this is in a month.
Okay.
In 1 week, they got 770 millimeters.
In a week.
In a week.
So twice the month average
Yes.
in a week.
Right. So that much water.
I don't think anything was built to withstand.
No, for the ground, of
Yeah.
course. When you have a lot of water, there's a river that doesn't only flow above ground; it also flows below ground, and that's where you get the landslides. And that was what was most devastating. So, the landslides caused terrible damage, terrible loss of life in Sumatra, and some of the pictures that we see
The
coming out
videos.
is
They
for
don't
me.
look real.
Yes,
It's like a
it's
fantasy movie about some tragedy that'll happen someday on Earth. These
It-
were real ones.
looks like the 2004 Boxing Day tsunami.
Brings back those.
It brings back those memories. Here in Malaysia, it's still floods, flash floods happening here and there.
The video was very strong, but then it just went away.
Yeah, and it is our flooding season, rainy season in
I
this
don't
time
sleep.
of the
I don't
year.
usually sleep in this season, When the rain gets really heavy, I just automatically wake up, just prepared for floods.
Wow, yeah.
Something I
Right.
didn't know as a Malaysian, in school we were always told like, hey, Malaysia is one of those countries where natural disaster doesn't hit us. But we are now living in that mindset already, to be prepared and be ready for whatever that can happen any day.
Right, and this year, this flooding, of course, the amount of rain has come down is one thing, but the climate events that have happened is really, actually, I use the word unnatural
Yeah.
at this time.
I
Because
mean, for longest time I thought they were AI.
No, there's this, even here, in here in Malaysia, right? So we actually had a cyclone. Okay, cyclone, of course, is what we call hurricanes in this part of the universe. So a cyclone developed in the Straits of Malacca. I mean, it's just below the island of Penang. This cyclone actually formed, and that is just unprecedented. Because when I was in the U.S. and I was living in Hawaii, and when I was there, I went through a hurricane.
Okay.
That was in 1992, Hurricane Iniki that hit the island of Kauai, and I was staying there at that time, and that was a Category 5 hurricane, and it was throwing out winds at 250, 260 kilometers per hour.
I can't imagine what that's like.
Yes.
I'm guessing you cannot stand outside at all.
And so that was created by the Pacific Ocean, right? That you need an ocean, a huge ocean, to create hurricanes. So the Caribbeans, Indian Ocean, some places like Mauritius, every single year you get hurricanes. And of course, this year in the Philippines, the number of typhoons, which is also a hurricane, which is also a cyclone, right?
Of a different city.
Philippines gets hurricanes. It's not unusual, but 2 or 3 super typhoons, okay, devastating. It just shows how much heat there is in our oceans, that a small body of water like the Straits of Malacca, guys, we are not an ocean. We are the Straits of Malacca. If you look at it, it's
a huge piece of land protecting us.
I'll throw a map here, right? Compared to an ocean, this is like not only is it narrow, it's shallow. But the sea was hot enough for it to be able to nurture a cyclone.
Yes.
Though it was Category 1, right? So Category 1, 50 miles per hour, about 85 kilometers per hour. But still, in this part of Malaysia, we are not used to cyclones.
Yeah, we don't expect it at all.
Yes, right. So this cyclone had a weird track. It formed in the Straits of Malacca, gave its worst to Sumatra, and then doubled back and came down towards a peninsula. And it was here, eye of that hurricane, which by that time had weakened to a tropical storm, past the house here. And there was howling winds. And this hurricane was big enough that it was able to cross the entire Peninsular Malaysia, across the Titiwangsa Range, which is a tall range of mountains, and then survive into the South China Sea and keep on, and then it dissipated in South China Sea, of course.
But it made its journey.
So this is unprecedented. And
so scary to even think about it.
Yes.
But it's real. It is real, and it's happening right now.
So this all, of course, leads us to
climate change.
Right.
No one wants to believe it's real. Some do.
No. I don't think it's about
whether they believe
people
it or not.
Believing it or not. But it's just that we all kind of think that it's something that is still way in the future.
Yeah. And also exaggerated. People assume something very exaggerated.
Yes, and even when we have these type of storms, right? Hat Yai was hit terribly. Hat Yai in Thailand is used to flooding. Okay, it's just like a basin that's under sea level, and the city is actually built with very efficient water flows. And when they do get floods, it's usually in the ankle deep or knee deep at the most. There were 2 major floods, year 2000 and 2013, the massive floods that hit Bangkok, Hat Yai, the whole of Thailand basically. The rainfalls in Hat Yai at that time was about 400 plus millimeters. This time it was 600 plus. And despite the fact that they actually prepared the canals and all of that for massive amounts of water to move and not allow Hat Yai to get flooded. It just broke the records, right? Or whatever money they've spent, now they have to rethink the whole thing. And people couldn't believe it. This time, 1 floor, 10 feet, 12 feet, 15 feet, water is just there. So, damage to property. Of course, lives were lost, sadly,
A lot of
about
people had to
100,
move.
150 plus, and damage to goods. But of course, everyone is picking up now.
Yeah.
In Thailand, the Thai people very resilient. They just took out all the muddy clothes and the muddy handbags and whatever not, and they just said, okay, let's just do a bargain sale on all of this. And
Let's
let's
move on.
move on.
Like, I went to Vietnam during this, and people
Right.
told me be careful, But in Hanoi, there was barely any rain.
Right.
In the middle part of Vietnam, I heard a lot of bad stuff. I haven't watched it on TV there.
Yeah. So anyway, I was thinking one day we should do a video on natural disaster preparedness.
Yes.
Because when I was in Hawaii, that's one thing that we did. We had box for, we call it hurricane relief box.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's
Not
hurricane
cool,
relief
but
box.
it's like
Yeah, so what it has is all
something we have to prepare now from now
yeah,
on.
imperishable food stuff, right? Canned
Packed up.
foods mainly, canned foods that we otherwise will not have.
Yeah.
Right, but it's there, peanut butter, jam, and all of that. So we just have one stock that's set aside that we do not open for a year, okay? And then once the next year comes, then we use up all that stock, right? And then replenish with new stock. And so rice, lentils, whatever that you can keep, whether in the fridge or outside. It's a certain amount depending on the number of people in your household that you can keep above the floods to save, in order, if relief is difficult to come by. And it is difficult times because waterways get clogged, they get polluted, it takes time to get up on your cities to get up on their feet. This is climate change.
Yep.
We are in the throes of it, and we will definitely have more discussions on this.
Yes.
And we want, the world is actually moving in a hopeful direction.
Yep.
We are seeing more carbon dioxide mitigation, emission mitigations, especially through electric cars, less use of coal, more natural gas, and of course solar and wind and all of that.
It is happening.
It is happening.
But
yeah,
the question I have is,
yes.
is this, we have to
Right.
be hopeful no matter what. But is it too late? What can we do to make this better? We'll discuss on those
Yeah,
things.
there'll be two parts to it. One is stopping the emissions,
Cutting it down. Keeping it at a...
And the other thing that needs to be done also is to suck out
Yes.
the carbon dioxide, right, from the atmosphere.
Remove it from the air.
Yeah, remove to a more probably a
Less
level
harmful
that's
gas.
about where it was about 100 years ago.
Phew. Let's do that.
Right.
Let's throw back our environment.
Right.
Let's throw back our...
Okay, so we all have a part to play in this,
Yes.
right? It's not just governments
Yeah, we
that's
can't just sit down
involved.
there because help. Everyone needs help. We all
Right,
need to help each other out. so there's
Everything
enough
from even deciding to move into using solar power for your homes to getting an electric car or even recycling, right? Recycling stuff. So that's again one of the missions of Weconomix. That's why we have again the tiger
Yes,
as
the
the
tiger
mascot.
resembles a lot of our views. and
Yes,
where we wanna
exactly.
go.
That's right. Okay.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment if you have any views on anything we've talked about. We'd love to get back to you and talk to you, and we want to know what you think and what your opinions are. And until then,
Yes, we will always be striving to thrive.
thank you, everyone.